Hello, 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 ladies and gelatins. Welcome to another Monday. It's Monday. Okay. I was like, well, I think tomorrow's Tuesday. Hello, hello, Kira, and Two Hero 2, and Al Ghul. Wonderful to see you all. It's a good time. It's nice to be able to be back. I know I was here last week, but it's nice to be able to be back like twice in a row. Pretty good, pretty good. Yes, tomorrow is wtorek. Today's poniedziałek. I had a really crazy weekend. I did not sleep as much as I should have slept. It's mostly good stuff, but also just a lot of stuff. And I have to wake up a little early tomorrow, so we'll see how I'm feeling. I might want to cut the stream by half an hour, just a little bit off the edge. We'll see. But we'll basically see where we're at that point. Stuff with stuff. Yeah, just a lot of stuff to do. A lot of logistics. Like, we'll see. There might be a situation where might have to change apartments in the next few months or so, but that kind of depends on landlord and stuff, so that was kind of a little stress, but like, we'll see. We'll see. So, yeah. What else? Oh gosh, just like, work's been kind of crazy. Stuff outside has been like outside of work has been crazy. Mostly in a good way, but still crazy. But yeah, overall things are positive, I would say. Though like I do have this like little creeping thought in my head, which like doesn't bother me so much anymore because I feel like I'm just like over it at this point. But like with the septoplasty, remember last week I was like, oh, and I can definitely breathe so much better than before. It's so either it's just like dry and it's going through another phase of healing, which is possible, or it's like starting to revert back a little bit again. And again, it'll still always be better than it was. Always. It'll always be better than it was. But I really, really liked how good it was last week. So I'm hoping that it's just temporary shenanigans and that will come back. Very possible. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. But it means that like I have to be careful. So, oh, and yeah, I went back to my Dance Revolution. I went back there. I went back to my club. I couldn't do like anything. I was feeling like I was gonna pass out after like 2 songs on like level 3. And normally I do like level 7s or 8s, right? And I know part of it's like because I haven't done it in so long at this point, but part of it's also just like, oh my gosh, like after spending basically a month like inside and the first like 2/3 of that month effectively close to bedridden, like, yeah. Guess I shouldn't be surprised, but it is disappointing. Yeah, big fingers crossed. It's that thing. First to 10. I actually tried to be really careful. I was literally, like I said, I was doing threes. I was doing little baby things, little baby steps, like only little baby jumps every once in a while. Like basically if I started breathing heavy, I would like stop. Like if I even thought that maybe I might start sweating, I would stop. But yes, apparently it's a little harder than it is. But maybe it's that, plus also I did a lot of walking this weekend. Compared to normal especially, so stop to hear hobbies. Listen, breathing is unfortunately not an optional thing. We cannot opt out of breathing and continue our subscription to the life program. Like, I enjoyed this program, so. Paranoid max time 2 speed reverse. Oh goodness, no. Oh goodness, no. No. But honestly, like, I actually find myself, like, you know what? It's funny because, like, when I first started playing again, I was, like, so focused on the classics, right? I was so focused on exactly the, like, you know, Paranoia, Hysteria, Butterfly, Speed over Beethoven, all, like, that sort of stuff, like, double A. But then, like, I started downloading more of the, like, the fan-made songs, And I find myself playing those more and more than the other ones. Like, honestly, there's people who did some note mappings for all of the songs from Demon Hunter, K-pop Demon Hunters, and those songs slap, and so do the notes. But none of them are easy. All of them are on very hard. So I can do it, but not yet. I'm just not patient. Like I'm really, really, honestly, I would say this is probably my biggest weakness. I have no patience. I have never had patience. If I know I want something, I want it already. Because part of it is actually it's funny because part of it's because it takes me so long to decide I want something. Like I don't make generally like spontaneous decisions about stuff. Like, oh, yo, Golden, absolutely incredible. It is absolutely it's filled with gallops, and it's like the most beautifully written gallops for like it's perfect. It's perfect. I love it so much. Soda Pop I actually haven't tried because it's on a level that I can't quite reach yet. Yeah. And that's the thing. Like it takes me so long to come to a decision that it feels like I've already been waiting forever because I was waiting for myself to actually make the decision to do a thing. But then like once I'm there, I'm like, "Oh, I'm done. I know what I want." And then I'm decisive and it's happening. I will make it happen. Which I view as the positive part of that trait. The negative part is it means that like I'm not patient and every single moment I spend waiting for something that I know that I'm going to fight for, I'm gonna be like worried and obsessing over every single little detail, all the things that could go wrong, all the side things and what I would do if. Also, a positive trait in that it's very helpful, but negative in that it also gives me the anxieties, which is why I've been having trouble sleeping. There's a thing that I want that I'm trying to aim for. It's a project. It's like a whole project though, so I can't really actually like say much about it though, but it's like it's a whole thing. Oh, was that a confetti cannon from Route 6? Great to see you. Hello, hello, partner in time. Yeah, no, yes. No. It's definitely it's fine. It's good. I got a lot of stuff going on. It's a little bit too much sometimes, but it's also fine. Yeah, healing, you're right. Healing is the next goal, and I am going back to my club tomorrow. I'm going to do the same thing I did yesterday, which is going to be just very careful. Like I'm going to play songs at like threes, level 3 songs, and I'm going to be very gentle, and I'm never going to do 2 songs in a row. I'm going to take breaks, and I will do it for a shorter amount of time than I usually do. That's my plan, just to keep it easy, so that way in the next like month or two I'll be able to just slam jam. That's the hope. But yeah, in the meantime, right, so yeah, in the meantime, might cut the stream by half an hour just to force myself to actually attempt to try to get enough sleep tonight. But for now, let's actually jump in then and continue our journey into this. Well, right, we're at Minorikawa. Right, we're right here. This part. Okay. Stopping point. Okay. All right, Minorikawa, show me where you at because I think you're literally the last person. 1 year had passed since Toyama had founding Heaven Publishing. Minorikawa poked his head into the editing office, a bag from the convenience store in his hand. DDR Barcade. Oh my god. I'm just like, first of all, okay, the chaos. Okay, hold on. I'm picturing this. But there's 2 ways I'm picturing it. Is it like, because I feel like if you do it, you have to have separate little rooms with one DDR machine, or else you're going to have competing sounds all over the place. Because the other way I imagined it was just like a room filled with DDR machines, which sounds like heaven, but also like absolute sound chaos. But if you had like little rooms You could have just like small groups of people to go in there, and it was like, oh, that would be so cool. Especially like if you duplicated the screen onto the big projector so everyone else could also, like everyone in the room could see what was going on. That'd be so cool. No one is as into it. Like, okay, some people are, but like in Poland, not really. I don't think anyone in Poland. No, that's not true. Actually, I actually no, that's not true because like there's this group of people, like this very focused group of people who love Stepmania, and like they make song packs that are like worldwide recognized here in Poland. Liszanora, like Foxden in Polish, and it's great. They definitely do a bunch of stuff. They have events, and I want to try to one day eventually attempt to go. Except they're always completely spontaneous and random because it's clearly just like this group of friends with some extended like stuff that's just based off of this game. But also, I need to like be able to dance again first. I still remember. So the last time I went to the local anime convention, which also, hi Bulldog. Yes, I'm doing. You know what? I'm doing okay. I'm gonna give it about a 6, which is still good. But like, I lost my train of thought. Right, I went to anime convention and I was there with uh another person who goes to this club with me, and they were just like, oh god, no, no, it's probably 7. Who knows? But so basically, like we go there and everyone's, they're playing it like the basic things they've never really played before, and we show up and I'm just like, oh, do you have this song? They're like, I don't think we do. I'm like, oh, let me just search it. They had it. I'm like, neat. What level do you want? 8. They're like, are you sure? Yeah, yeah. They're like, okay. And we did it. Like it wasn't the best we'd ever played because it like new mats, and I think I had to play with shoes, which I don't like. I don't like playing with shoes. It doesn't feel nice. I like to be able to touch the mat with my feet. I like being able to feel where I am. So like, we were there, did it, and like nailed it as close as you really could get to nail it on like also everything was like 2 times speed for some reason. It's like, okay, why? Some people really like that, but I do not. I like leaving it the way it is. And it was awesome, and it felt really good to just show up and just like do a thing in public that usually like I do just like with a small group of people, and it just made me wish I could find more people, or just at least like actually go out of my way to like spend more time in the club with more people who like this game, because I love this game. It's my favorite game. Ooh, SPTech. I actually do. I got a pair of those like 5 years ago. I have the toe shoes. I love them. I love them. I wear them in the summer, not all the time because I don't always like that I don't wear socks with them. So it's like I can wear them, but I don't like taking them on like a trip because then I feel like they get stinky. They don't really even get that stinky. They just feel stinky. I don't know how to like to phrase that. So, and then I can't like wash them if I'm on a trip. So that's the thing. I actually really like them though. Also, if you walk through a field of flowers with those, or just like a normal field that has just like, clover or whatever, all of them are now in between your toes. Because you just kind of catch them. You just kind of catch them with your toes. The amount of time, like, and I have done this before, like, I've had a flower between my toes, and I like put my foot up and like held it under my hand and presented it to one of my friends, like, would you like a flower, like from my foot? I mean, luckily I know my friends and we're all weird and great, so this was great, but still. Yes. Separated into, yes, I love those shoes. They're great shoes. Oh no, don't sell those. Don't sell the toe shoes. Those are yours forever, especially because they basically mold to your feet even harder after a while too. You can't sell those. But I am actually really hardcore about minimal shoes in general. Open doorknobs with your feet. That's pretty cool. I'm not that practiced with doing stuff with my feet anymore. Ooh, mold. No. Ew. I mean, not really. Like, you can wash shoes. Like, you can even put them in the laundry for the most part. Most shoes you could just You can, like, literally most shoes can handle being in the laundry. It's completely fine and normal, and you absolutely can. Like, just look up what you need, and obviously you can't do it on too hot a temperature, but, like, you can 100% wash shoes. It's similar to how people, like, also you can even use them instead of, like, tennis balls. Like, you know how people use tennis balls in, like, a dryer for stuff? Like, you could just, but you could just put them in the wash. Like, I don't even have a dryer because you don't, because that's the thing. Like, you don't generally want to put them, yeah, you don't want to put them in the dryer because it's the part that, like, melts stuff. You put them in the wash, and then either you put them out in the sun after that if it's summer, or if it's not summer, probably honestly put them under a fan, or if you don't have access, like, you can, you can make it work. It's not that hard to make it, like, dry again. I've washed shoes multiple times. No, it's not, honestly. Like, it's, you get all the stuff out. And actually, okay, so here's another fun fact. If you have stinky shoes, do you guys know how to clean stink out of shoes? Because you can. You absolutely can. So there are two things: vinegar and baking soda. So this has worked for every stinky shoe. Freezing it also, that's a possibility. That can't help. But I like doing the vinegar baking soda method, not at the same time. So what you do, ooh, Febreze isn't cleaning anything. That's not killing anything. That's just covering it with the smell of Febreze, which I hate the smell of Febreze. But that's on me. That's because of associations I have with when I was a kid, where my dad tried to cover up the smell of a dead mouse, a long dead mouse, because he was forgotten over winter break with the smell of Febreze. So now Febreze smells like dead mouse. Anyways, so you take some vinegar, you put it on a paper towel, and you just get all up in there inside the shoe with the paper towel that is, again, damp, like moist, but not like dripping. You do not want this to be dripping. You get all up in the shoe with the vinegar, right? Just all the crevices, all the cracks. Get the tongue of the shoe also. You don't, like, you can get like bacteria and stuff hanging out in all parts of the shoe. Just like get all over it, but especially get all up inside there, right? So you do this, and then after you're sure that that's dry in like an hour or so, then just get like a bunch of like baking soda in there and just like shake it all up in there and leave that like overnight. And that should help a lot. Now, if it doesn't work the first time, do it again. Do it again the second night or second day or whatever. Do it again. It has never taken more than 2 times for a shoe to go from stank to good. Like, vinegar kills so much bacteria, and baking soda like helps dry it out, and it also like takes out a bunch of other smells. So like the combination of those two is just super powerful. Also, I did not know about the Febreze ammonia thing. That's interesting. Lavender. That's so interesting. I love lavender. That must be so frustrating because lately I feel like there's so many more like lavender flavors being introduced to things. So like that must be so frustrating because lavender is also delicious, actually. Lavender cheesecake, wonderful. But if you have an association, it's gonna taste like, I don't know, soap and, yeah, gross. Could. There's so many things it could smell like. Ozone generator? Oh yeah, that's, no. We don't need any more ozone. So actually, one of the weirdest good news is about like, I guess 2025, 2026, I can say, is that like, did you know that actually we successfully like healed the ozone layer? Like legitimately the whole, all of the stuff that we did to try to like fix the ozone layer worked. Like, is it completely healed? I don't remember, but is it like actually basically considered a solved problem that we're like, yes, actually. Yeah, no, if you can't pees on your shoes, it's over. Luckily, that's never happened to me. Yeah, like the thing is, like people say, "Oh, there was this stuff with the ozone layer, and then like nothing came from that." It's like, no, we fixed it. We actually did. It's one of the most successful environmental movements ever of all time. It's like a cool, actual positive news. Like, turns out if we all get together and figure stuff out, like If we all as a world say, hey, maybe it's bad if things are bad for literally all of us, then sometimes humans get their shit together. Maybe. I might have read the same thing, but it did make me happy. So I wanted to share it just in case someone else didn't hear about it yet. Just in time for data centers. Here's okay. So I'm actually kind of mixed on the data centers AI thing because it can go two ways. The fact is, because of how insane the pace of data centers, whatever, are going, it is also encouraging. Like, I feel like I've mentioned this before, but like Google is at least one of the companies who is literally signed contracts to make like more nuclear reactors because you just can't make enough electricity with our current methods to feed the AI. So if this is what it takes to push an actual need is what it takes for to push for more clean energy like nuclear, I'm so in. I'm so in. Is it going to suck in the meantime until companies figure out, wait a second, maybe hurting Earth bad? Maybe if I do bad thing just because Meta's doing it. Yes, good nature news is always good, honestly. I actually watched a video recently that was literally on YouTube that was literally just positive nature news. And it was wonderful. You have a good lay down time too here too. It's been great having you. Wonderful times. As always, invited for future. But yeah. No, I'm so on the pro side of nuclear. Like literally it is clean energy. It is like it's so much it's like so infinity much better than oil. It's not even a contest. However, also huge positive nature news. We're talking about like this is also stuff I from this YouTube video I watched, which was great. Like China, I didn't expect this, but apparently China is like straight up, straight up a hero when it comes to the amount of like the amount of solar panels and wind power and all of the stuff. Like they're huge on green energy, and in fact, like the solar panels from China, they made them so efficient and so cheap that like places are literally saying, I don't want oil, coal, whatever, because it's literally just more expensive than these solar panels. And that's incredible. That's amazing because like literally the only problem with solar power was the fact that like you weren't like it took so much investment to get to a point where it would be good, but then it was just like still not very cheap overall, but like the efficiency has gone so much in the end. Yeah, no, it's here's the thing about politics. We everything is politics. We try if it comes up and it goes like we let it kind of just flow. Like it's I think it's worse if we look politics and go, oh no, it's politics. It's just like, okay, this is the thing, it's kind of political. We're gonna gently steer it in a way that keeps people, keep people in a good place. Yes. All right. Yeah, I completely understand. If you're having a tired time, go take a rest as you need. Thank you for all those beautiful emojis. See you later. Yeah. Yeah, no, exactly. Like that's why I didn't expect it really from China because it was very much like um so like it was just like, oh yeah, you see all these pictures of like the awful air and stuff like yeah, but actually they making the big pushes. They're making those changes. Like I guess it just took some kind of breaking point. Maybe some enough rich people were like, actually I also breathe this air. To make the change, but I don't really care what makes the change as long as the change is happening at this point. Finally. Though also, Bulldog, I do agree with you just in case. I do agree. Deus Ex Machina. Yes. Yep. Yep. That's unfortunately true. Also true. Like no one would recognize any if they like exactly like if the whole Jesus situation were to happen in the modern day, it would not work out. It would not work out well. Rich people forced to understand they're a human. Yep. Though I feel like they get further and further from it, but we'll see. Anyways, let's continue with the game for a bit. We can, but don't worry. Like I'm not saying the topics are over. I'm just saying I'm gonna keep flipping back and forth. How does it look like it's going? Suyama sat amidst a veritable mountain of return stock, his expression bleak. Bookstores do not purchase the books they sell, but rather take them on consignment. This allows them to return them to the publisher any books that do not sell. The books were all bulky, non-fiction tomes, not exactly the sort to fly off the shelves. The man couldn't even muster a smile for their reunion. It's been like this for every non-fiction book we put out. Now, starting right off with the bleak stuff, huh? These things are bleak. The only thing that's selling is the gossip rag of ours. Oh, that's how they became known for that, because that's what sells. Unfortunately, that is true. Yeah, haircut. I haven't gotten an official haircut from another person since 6 years. I have cut my own hair for at least 6 years, exclusively. I think. It's nice. Do I always do the best job? No. Do I do a fun job? Yes. Do I sometimes do a fun and interesting job? Also, yes. I prefer it than just like finding new people all the time and not just being able to do what I want when I do it. It works out for me for the most part. I just have to be careful. I really need to make sure I time my next haircut well. We'll see. It's good for now. Probably I'll do it when it starts getting like actually warm again. Just tell you where the billionaire is. Generated something like 70%. Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm all for Eat the Rich. I mean, straight up, saying shit's that, like, the fact is, like, when it comes to pollution, the fact that, like, we don't make the people who are making the pollution stuff, pay for it, like, actually deal with it, and we're making, like, recycling, etc., like, a personal problem, a personal moral thing, like, oh, if you don't recycle, it's terrible. Like, it's kind of ridiculous that, like, you know, we're like, oh, we're doing all this stuff to save the world. It's not really doing much. And the companies are still polluting. It would be better if, like, you know, for example, Coca-Cola switched back to glass instead of, like, having plastic all the time. Like, we should have plastic. Plastic should be for operations and medical things. We should have plastic for medical things. Plastic is life-saving for so many medical things. No one's life is saved by a Coca-Cola. No one's life is saved by a Coca-Cola being in a plastic friggin' bottle. Not ever. And all the microplastics thing is bad. Human. Oh no. Yeah, I mean, listen. Do you guys remember like when the guy Zuckerberg was like on trial for something some years ago, and like everyone was making jokes about him being some like lizard alien person because of that. It was crazy. Yeah. Too busy not paying artists. Oh, true. Yeah, the thing is, I can't really teach because the thing is that what I do is very much a vibes thing also. But yes, if you have, I mean, the thing is, if you have like short hair, if you're not able to just use clippers on yourself, you can't do it. I actually have really long hair right now, so it works very well for me because I can like pick up the hair and like see where it is very easily. I don't need to see the back of my head because I don't cut near the back of my head. I take the hair that's from the back and it comes to the front. Jimmy Jim Jammers. Whoa, hey, it's been a long time. Awesome to see you. Yeah. Bad faith. I 100% agree with you, partner time. Bad faith politics are 100% the reason why people are like, oh, politics bad. Honestly, you know what it kind of reminds me of? It kind of like The thing about politics on this channel specifically is that like I try to make it so that way all the stuff people are being bombarded with every day doesn't become also on this channel. I am not afraid to like flow through it, flow past it, say this, we're going to acknowledge this thing, we're going to acknowledge that this is happening, because like being reactive and being afraid of it is bad 100%, because it's exactly that thing. It like turns people into like these bystanders and stuff. And, oh, we can't talk about that. Like, no. These are my views. These are how I feel about these things. But we're going to flow through it and allow ourselves to also have other like conversations, so that it's not pure escapism here either, but it's like nothing is going to be like, oh, now this entire stream is a talk about politics stream type of thing. Pretty much exactly. Oh gosh, I need to go up. Got to alt tab so I can actually, I have to scroll up on the chat as I missed a thing. Yeah. Where's my mouse? This is weird. Whoa. Well, I cannot go back up. Corporate philosophy 101. Privatize profits, socialize costs. Yep. Straight up. Execs for kick out. Yeah, pretty much. Like, the thing is, like, change is happening faster and faster and faster than it ever has. The amount of stuff that has changed even in the past few years, even like, okay, even if we're just talking about straight up AI, right? When ChatGPT like first became popular a few years ago, mind you, like it wasn't very good, but it was really fun. We were all just amazed of like, oh wow, this is like, you guys remember like Eliza or Smarter Child or like any of these older things? Like this thing's actually better because blah 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 blah. This is really cool. It can be used for language and stuff. And then you start seeing it too much, but like that's neither here nor there. My point was that basically it was like, okay, so ChatGPT was basically the winner for like a year. First year it was just this ChatGPT, and then like now there's this cycle of just like more and more and more and faster and faster and faster and changes and changes and changes and improvements and all this other stuff. And I will say, like, where we were versus where we're at now, it keeps accelerating faster. It is fascinating. I don't think like I'm at the point where I 100% believe that LLMs are not the way to AGI. Like, it's not happening through LLMs. Like, it's happening faster and faster, but it's not going exponential. Like, you know what I mean? It's just there's being more effort putting into it. Just kicking harder, right? Oh gosh, yeah, the AI generated tunes that's a frustration for sure. So, new router. 30-second to 30-second stream delay. That's insane. Oh, Bernie. Should have been Bernie. Should have been Kamala. And I still believe, honestly, and there's more and more evidence showing that, like, actually, legitimately, the last election was rigged. And I'm quite sure that's what happened. But we're here where we are, and all we can do is the best that we have with what we have. And I think I've also mentioned this before, is that when it comes to anything political, anything politics, is always self-care first. Make sure you're not getting overwhelmed by any of the stuff that's happening in the world around you. Community care, and I mean like local community, like focus on your really tight-knit people close to you. Make sure that like things are good with them. Show support, show love, show fun, all these things with your people close to you. Like, then you can expand that out further. Like basically, like you have to bloom outwards. You cannot pour from an empty cup, and the cup that is your local community is so important. And obviously when I say local, I mean like just close people. It doesn't have to be literally people who's like physically local to you. That just is helpful in that there's just more you can do to help a person who is physically nearby. Yes, please put your own life mask on before you trying to assist others. All right, yes, continuing on with this stuff. Yeah. The only thing that's selling is this gossip rag of ours. Minorikawa pulled up some beer cans from his bag, handing one to Toyama. Toyama lifted an issue of 4-star general gossip from atop his desk. It was Heaven Publishing's one breadwinner, the only thing keeping the company afloat. But The gossip now seemed like it was buried in the red of the publisher's nonfiction releases. I really did have higher aspirations than this, Toyama sighed, gazing in disappointment. The piles of unsold books. Here we are, with our gossip magazine as our only viable publication. The beleaguered. Beleaguered. I haven't seen that word in. I literally don't remember the last time I see that word. Bookseller chugged his beer. Daddy, I'm hungry. Noriko was startled to hear a young child's voice. He turned around to see a little girl nestled in between the stacks of return stock. Actually, no, like a little hidey hole sort of place like that is awesome for a kid. That's my daughter, Hana, Toyama said. It's complicated. She's living with me now. See, Noriko couldn't press for more details with Hana right now. In all likelihood, things with Toyama's ex-wife hadn't been going all that well. Go on, introduce yourself, Toyama said. This is one of Daddy's work friends. Hana turned to Minorikawa with a bright little grin. Hello, my name's Hana. I'm 6. Yes! For typing. Oh, look at her little drawings! Oh, that's so precious. Like, I like how she's apparently writing an entire script of something, but also, like, making scribbles. I don't know. I don't know what's going on here. Is she typing, or is she just making the scribbles? Yeah, AI generation. Oh my gosh. Yeah, no. Art is crazy. Yes, exactly. So basically what AI art has done, it's the same thing as like dead internet theory in general. So like Facebook, most people I know especially don't use Facebook anymore. The biggest reason for that is because there's just so many bots, so much stuff is fake. It's all like fake, right? It does not feel like real interaction with real people. More and more people are going to places like Discord or just like actual small group, like basically like group chats instead of like using the larger internet. Like, and the more people who are leaving this, the more of the fake and the bots and the garbage is what's left behind. And more people get like turned away from that, but even though, like for example, I don't post like anywhere, right? I don't post on like social media. It's just, I don't know, I don't feel like it. But like if you talk about so for example, Instagram. I don't use Instagram. I get sent memes sometimes on Instagram. My worldview is not generally based on what I see on Instagram and stuff, but it's hard not to see a whole bunch of stuff on these social media and be like, oh my gosh, is that really what the majority of people are thinking? Is that really what the majority of people are doing, acting, wearing, etc., etc., etc.? But it's not. It's all the people who aren't posting stuff in actual personal groups. Because while I don't have an Instagram, I take hundreds of photos every month because I have a special album, like a Google shared album with my family who lives abroad, so that, for example, my mom can see that I'm eating food. I just don't share it with anybody else, so no one else is ever gonna see that, except for my really close family, and that's it, right? And maybe if I'm hanging out with a friend, I'll show them one of the pictures I took from something at one point. It's almost always food, though. I'll be honest, I take a lot of food pictures. It's actually fun to look back and see what I've been eating recently. Mostly cooking. Mostly because it helps encourage me to cook more. For sure. But it's going to be the same sort of thing with art. All of this is just going to be more and more, you're going to assume that the things you see are AI until you, actually, physically actually know the person or interact with it. It's just more and more people are going to take things to offline, online, disconnected online. So it's going to be really interesting how this shakes up over time. There's definitely some cool things to use AI for. There's definitely some useful things to use AI for. But I 100% respect anyone's decision to avoid AI completely, entirely. And I also respect people's decisions to play with it and use it, so long as, obviously anyone cheaters and liars and con men, all this stuff, that's just a universal, easy to hate sort of thing. So obviously people who are trying to pass stuff up as, oh, this is my art, I did this thing. I'm not a fan of that. Now, to take AI art and, okay, say you're trying really hard to figure out a pose, right? And you're like, hey, can you take this character that I made and put them in this pose? Cool, go for it. Use it as reference and learning and try to figure it out because you just couldn't figure it out before. Okay, do it. Just don't take the AI thing. Just use it the same way any artist has ever used a reference before, and you're good. You know? That's kind of the thing, is like when you see the AI do it a certain way, you're like, oh, but it's already so good. Why don't I just take it? Like, just edit it. Just edit it enough. Edit it enough. Like, it's the same way that like art has worked all over the past. Like, collages have already existed. Art editing has always existed. Like, just make something afterwards with it, and you know, that's it. Banana fact: 300 meter. A 300 meter. That's big. Banana-shaped airships. Okay, airship. Planned by artist Cesar Says in 2007 is the largest proposed flying banana balloon. It was designed to drift between Mexico and Texas. When asked why he wanted to undertake the project, he responded, "Why? Because it's possible. Why not a banana over Texas?" I love that. I love that so much. I think a million people being silly and cringe over their passions in the AI prompter stuff. Oh yeah. Real humans? Real humans having real human thoughts? Absolutely. Like, one of the things AI is while it is a conglomeration of like millions of humans of thoughts, it's a conglomeration. You know how they say that like okay, first of all, too many cooks, but also just like the death by committee. So death by committee is literally exactly this thing where if you have too many voices, you will just go towards the average. You will not get anything unique. You will not get anything extreme. You will not get anything that has strong feeling or direction or vibe or feel, because if too many people have too much to say about every single decision, you will get just the average of them. And it won't have any, and it won't take risks, and it won't have a specific feel. Like, it's the whole thing. Yeah, you'll go AAA. Oh yeah, AI is 100% a bubble. 100% a bubble. When will it pop? Unknown. I'm hoping it takes a little longer because it just need a little more time. Just a little longer. Just a smidge. Because for as much as I want, like, you know, as much as I'm also like, ooh, yeah, everything burned down and start over, is as much as I know that there's gonna be so many people. But also, it's mostly just like, there's also like some push with this AI and like just like a news thing being like, some businesses are regretting their decision to slow down hiring because of AI. It's like, wow. Oh my gosh. Also, just the other fun thing that I read was that like a study says, turns out most people aren't using AI to be more productive. They're using it so they can spend less mental effort on their jobs. They're just like, yeah. Are you really surprised? Scientology. Yeah. There's lots of ways you can do stuff, and you can definitely use non-AI tools, and if you have like use those, then you can feel even better about what you do. Like, this, all good. Yeah, AI detection for health reasons, it's great. There's a lot of benefits of AI. It's just that like AI would be really great in a world where like we could trust that like the environment would be taken care of for all the people, and that the economy would be taken care of for all. And I don't mean the economy. By the economy, I mean that people would be able to continue to like, you know, live lives and have dreams and follow them and stuff. Yeah. I feel like, so Bulldog, you might have at least a point there in that like, because there's a lot of stuff where like the banks have never been really allowed to fail, and a lot of companies are never really allowed to fail. All the risks they take, and like the AI bubble is also just a bunch of companies handing money to each other. Yeah, it might be, but like the thing is, eventually something does crack. I mean, there was like the 2008 recession. It could happen the same way. Like, it'll happen, and then like everything will come back up eventually. The numbers will get bigger again, and like the only people who will pay the consequences is like the average person. But the thing is, it will absolutely resist popping 100% because people still have enough hype for it. They still have enough feeling for it. Like all of there's enough of like handshaking between companies where like, oh, you got to do more AI because he's doing more AI and he's doing more AI, and then they go and say the same thing to those people. It'll last longer. Yes, too many things would pop at the exact same time. So we'll see how that goes. In the meantime, remember, close community, close friends. Anything that you have, like anything that happens on that large of a scale, we all go through, we can all help each other out, and we can all get through this together. Anyways, continuing on. You want some of this? Minorikawa held out a packet of dried squid he'd bought to go with the beers. Sure. Hannah greedily stuffed her cheeks with squid. Yama flashed a sheepish grin. Do you like living with your daddy, Hana? Minorikawa asked, giving the girl's hair a gentle ruffle. I do. Daddy's amazing. He runs a company. Toyama let out a tiny involuntary sob at his daughter's ready praise. Keep at it, Toyama said, looking at his daughter's smiling face. Hana's more important to me than any high aspirations I may have had. I'll keep shoveling out copies of the gossip, and at least make sure she's always got something good to eat. Hey, this is really tasty. Held up the pouch of dried squid. Tears welled in Toyama's eyes. Next time, I'll make sure she has some sashimi instead of something like this. Hey, what do you mean, something like this? Minorikawa grumbled. I'm the one who bought it. Toyama and his daughter laughed together. It was a heartwarming sight. Minorikawa thought, a father and his girl getting along so well. Toyama might have been a hard-hitting journalist, but he came home at the end of the day, he was just daddy. It was only natural for the man, as a father, to put his child above everything else. After gorging herself on snacks, I guarantee she ate that entire packet. Kids are vacuums. Looking well and truly satisfied. You know, Minorikawa, Hana's happiness means more to me than my lofty artistic ideals ever could. Toyama kept his voice low as he regarded his daughter's sleeping face. And from that day forward, Heaven Publishing had shifted its focus to its scandal rags, with 4-star general gossip as its background. Had that been for good or for ill? Whatever the case, Toyama had abandoned his pride. Minorikawa had watched him become more and more of a miserable wretch. Yeah, probably not the way to go, honestly. Minorikawa snapped back into the present as a sheaf of papers appeared in front of his face. Here you go, Jackie said, radiating anxiety. Great. I wish I close community. I understand. The thing is, there is online community, but also close community is something that is crafted over time, for sure. Like, and it can take a time. Oh, yeah, I do, honestly, I love the memes of, like, this is why RAM costs, like, $500, $800 or whatever. Absolutely insane. Oh, yeah, no. It's definitely not good, but the thing is, it's happening at a pace so fast, like, it should burn out fast like a candle, too, but who knows? Gladly wash dishes for my community. Yo, cooking, washing dishes, like, gosh, gardening. I'm terrible with plants. I would need someone else to do that, but, like, I can do other stuff, probably. No, I definitely could do a bunch of stuff. It's just, like, it's weird to, like, think, like, oh, man, in, like, a survivalist situation, like, what's my most valuable skill? But the answer isn't just, like, one thing. It's always going to be, like, it's actually good to be kind of a little good at a lot of things. And I'm definitely at least, I know a little about a lot of things, and I don't know if that's helpful enough, but we'll hopefully not have to find out to that degree. But yeah. Right. Minorikawa gave her copy a close read over, then thrust it back out to her. What did you even fix? He asked. Could you please tell me what parts are wrong? She mumbled, hanging her head. What are you talking about? It's just, well, we don't have a lot of time here, so I figured if I just fix the part that need fixing. Jackie trailed off into an indistinct mutter. Is that always how you go about fixing your copy? Yes. Then you're never gonna get any better. Interesting. If someone tells you it's no good, you rewrite the whole thing from scratch. Just making fiddly tweaks here and there is what an amateur does. Jackie dipped her head even deeper, cringing at the reprimand. Minorikawa let out a tiny sigh. Look, what I just told you, that's what Toyama told me when I was first starting out. There were times he'd have me do dozens of rewrites. At first, I thought he was just pushing me around. But after rewriting things over and over, I realized something. There are a whole lot of ways you can write about the same thing. I like I like how everyone in chess is like, no. What? No, no, you don't just rewrite that. No, like exactly. Like if you don't know what you did wrong, you actually won't know how to get better. You know that thing like practice makes perfect? It's literally like two things. Practice makes permanent and perfect practice makes perfect. If you don't know what you're doing, you're probably like you're not going to figure it out. Like iteration, yes, iteration is the best way to improve. But if you don't know what you did wrong and you have no, like, sure, maybe she should write it from scratch. Having some idea what went wrong. Yes, exactly. Like, someone just telling you it's bad is not enough. It's just not. They have to tell you what's bad. Like, be specific. Then go nuts. Okay. Yeah. I realized something. There are a whole lot of ways you can write about the same thing. That's what helped me hone my skills as a writer. When I get a second cheap PC to lighten the load, oh yeah, no. I'm I am crossing every single bone in my body that I do not have to replace any of my computer parts for the next multiple years because oh my goodness. Jackie raised her head back up. Oh wow, really? You can get that, then stick with it. Ride your submission deadline as close as you can have to in order to write the best piece you can. Okay, I can do it. I will do it. Secret bones. But yes, there are. I mean, there are bones. It's actually the only way this model could move. But yes, absolutely. Like the thing is, it's true. If you are forced to write the exact same thing multiple times, yeah, you'll learn some stuff and you'll probably have some opinions and you'll like certain parts of it more than others and that's great, honestly. If you get have the time to like just fully properly do a complete iteration. But if you don't have time for that, are you sure? Yeah, this is not a new make, and that's the thing. Apparently, I don't know. I'm not sure if the mic is dying or something, but definitely there's something going on here. Because, like, it's making it sound like it's so weird because it's like sounding as though it's like cardioid, where if I turn too far to the right, I can't be heard, but like it's on Omni and it doesn't matter. And I don't know, it's like getting less sensitive. So, well, that's the spirit. The woman might have a talent, but she hadn't realized it yet. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure why it's like starting to do that. I mean, maybe it just needs to be like, I don't know if I can recalibrate it or whatever, but I don't know why. She needed to be able to stick to an assignment, even when things got tough. If she didn't have that kind of resolve, she'd never make it as a freelancer. Shoo. Oh yeah, these guys are still here. Oh, how touching, Ozu chimed in, applauding. I'm almost moved to tears. They'll make a movie of this for sure. See, we had only been acquainted with that sad sap Toyama. We never knew there was such an upstanding fellow here who was so good at tough love. Norikow shot to his feet and pounded his fist on the desk. That's about enough from the peanut gallery. Oh. OBS filters. That could be the answer. Let me see if I can. I probably can't do it while I'm streaming, but now I'm curious. Let's see. Normal. Like, I don't have any filters on my audio, but like, could there have been something at one point? I like literally see nothing in the OBS, so I might have to also just check the settings on the microphone because like there's been some updates on that as well, and I just like haven't changed anything. I kind of wish I could just keep everything the way it was also always for like as long as I want to, but like once one thing updates, other things have to update. And if I want to update my mouse, I have to update the microphone because they're from the same company. And so they were like, whoa, no, you got to do it together. And I'm like, why? It's very silly. Oh my gosh, my backwards all the time. Okay, that's definitely not what's happening, but that's super funny. Yes, I do use a Yeti. It's manually. I did not switch graphics cards. I haven't done anything with this setup other than updates. That's it, just updates. So, you know, I have no idea why it would be this way. Hold your tongue, Sagawa snarled. His eyes shone with a vicious gleam. We're getting sick of waiting here. Sagawa, you really are a short-tempered guy, aren't you? Ozu clucked disapprovingly at his underling, then slid a sheet of paper onto Minorikawa's desk. Nevertheless, I'm afraid we do require a decision now. If you'll just stamp here, we'll be on our way. Why would he say, yes, I'll take on this debt that has nothing to do? Like, that's stupid. Is this a bond of recognizance? Yeah, that's right. That's what you write down when transferring a debt. Sagawa puffed himself up proudly. Norikawa silently looked over the contract. If you don't have a stamp, we'll gladly accept a signature as well, Ozu pointed out. Face it, pal. If you don't hurry up and sign, we're never going to stop going after Toyama's daughter. Norikawa snatched up a pen. Mr. Mino, you can't do this. Think about what you're doing, Chucky shouted. If you go through with this, you'll just wind up like Mr. Toyama. I won't. Yes, you will. Just who the hell do you think I am? I'm Minoru Minorikawa, after all. I'm gonna land so many scoops it'll make your head spin, and I'm gonna pay back this debt and rebuild Heaven Publishing. No. Wait. Why would you take such a risk? Why would you take on someone else's debt? Like, literally just take the girl who is a small child and take her to another city. They will never find her. Also, like, the police about kidnapping a child. A small girl. Yeah, I feel like this is super duper not the way to go, especially because, like, if they're willing to do that, why would they stop just because you now signed legal papers to take the debt? Like, we can also just kidnap the girl. They literally, if you're willing to kidnap a small girl, there is no honor to work with these people. You cannot, in any way, shape, or form, trust them at all. I don't know, it just seems straight up stupid. Norikawa lowered his voice. Because I owe him so much. Can't stand by and let these scumbags kill his daughter. Why would they kill her? That makes no sense. They would kill her. Aha! What? Oh my gosh. Great, thank you. I'm so glad that I managed to press another button other than enter, and it went back. Before Minorikawa could sign, Sagawa was startled with a sudden exclamation. Looking up, Minorikawa saw what the loan sharks had seen. Little Hana standing by the door. Get her. On it, boss. Ozu and Sagawa rushed at the girl. Run, Minorikawa shouted. Like they might chase you out of the city, though. I mean... yeah. That's true. I also have not updated to Windows 11, and at this point, I probably might just not for a long, long while. We'll see. Maybe I'll just wait till Windows 12. Well, who knows? That might end up being vibe coded, so that probably could be even worse. Kind of bolted right back out the door, but Ozu managed to snatch her up just as she reached the stairs. Let's be on our way, shall we? A vile grin came to Ozu's cruel face as he headed down the stairwell. Stop! Let her go! Norikawa rushed after them, trying to grab the girl, but Sagawa drove a punch right into his face. Did he die? Ooh. Pain staggered him. Nevertheless, he managed to press on. Get your hands off that Girl. Shut your damn mouth. Something hard slammed into his chest. His vision went dark. He felt himself slipping from consciousness. Just before he blacked out, he heard Hana's voice. I'm sorry. Norikawa. Sorry? No, I'm the one who should apologize. But before his thoughts got any further, Norikawa passed out. This is very upsetting. Well, here's the thing. I also can't know if my audio changes because I don't listen to my own audio. If I was hearing my own voice in my head constantly, I would be like stuttering. Like it's weird. You can't handle it. So all I can do is just hear what other people are saying. They're like, oh, it sounds different. And that's a thing. But it really just feels like it's just a case of the direction is wrong here. I have no interest in buying any other mics anyways, so. Windows 11 has actively destroyed SSDs? That's upsetting and concerning. That would be a big problem. Hana showed up at the office only to get caught by the moneylenders, and Sagawa drop-kicked Norikawa into unconsciousness when he tried to save her. Turns out Hana had been at the police station just before this, trying to decide if she should tell the police her father had been killed in the explosion. Then someone brought her to Heaven Publishing, which was clearly a mistake. Okay, who brought her to Heaven Publishing? A long time ago. Friends. Here, Sawa never leaves the house. Around here for Audacity. I don't know. See, like the thing is, the thing is, if something was wrong, if I did it right before the stream, then like I wouldn't be able to like fix it beforehand. So at this point, for me, stream really just needs to be like plug and play. My life's too crazy to handle that. Try changing. I think the releasing the name should be alright. Still a lot they didn't know about Tanaka. Okay. Let me see if it changes his story though. Yeah, I haven't spent nearly so much time with audio anymore at this point. Okay. Time chart. Basically just Achi? That's all fine. Who? Okay, but like who? Problem is I played this too long ago. And I don't remember who interacted with Hana last. the office only to get caught by moneylenders. It turns out she'd been at a police station just before this. Decided she should tell the father had been killed in the explosion. Someone brought her to Abu. It's not this. I'm trying to think. The thing is, it has to be hour, right? Doesn't it? Like some of these decisions, like that's like way too long ago. Possibly yes or no. SOS. It's like there's not that many choices. God damn. I'm lost. Like I can't think of anything else that happened during this hour where Hana was there. Taken. Police station. Was at the police station. No one. Except for Kano. Oh. Yeah. Oh yeah, no, I've multiple governments swapping to Linux. Yep. Yeah, Microsoft is having some trouble. Brick the okay, so Windows 7 processes known to write excessive amount of data to the drive, which can brick it if the memory gets corrupted. Amazing. That's so good to know. I've never been like lost in this game like this before, where like I don't even know where to look. Honestly, legitimately, we should look up a solution guide for this specific one. And this is the first time I've ever even had considered that with this game. But I actually think that this is the way to go because there is nothing in this hour, and if there's a choice that I have to make from a previous hour, that would be the first time that this game has made me do that ever, which would mean that like I can't expect that, and I can't expect to go through every single hour to try to find that. So yes, Kira, if you could please look that up for the bad end for Hana, and then just let me know, and in the meantime I'll try to just see if in some weird previous hour I can see anything where she was there. Anywhere. Like it has to still be after the explosion. Oh. Tommy approaches the van. It's like it's the explosion here, so it can't even be before that anyways, or else Hana wouldn't be involved. So then like yep. Boom. There's nowhere else it could be. There's only these, like, Warner's press conference. Well, she's with a situation. every single person is a to be continued or end except for Hana. So I don't know. When does Explorer got so bad? Yeah. Wow. Wow. Budget SSDs, of course, came from. Okay, yeah, that can be an issue. Try calling someone else with Kano. Okay. I will do that. Not this. Okay. Release the name and also the next thing. Okay, there's time chart. I don't like waiting. Call someone else. Began to worry about Rumi. Decided to give her a call. Maybe. It just seems like the wrong call. The phone rang several times before it went to voicemail. The fact that she hadn't picked up made Kano all the more anxious. He was still staring at his phone when he got a call of his own. When he peered at the incoming call display, his heart nearly stopped. There was Tateno's name. Kano quickly pressed the button to accept the call. Detective Tateno, is that you? This whole mountain of things Kano wanted to ask. Just what had he been doing this whole time? Have you... I never try to see all the paths. I'm never like 100%er really, because eventually it starts kind of going in a loop. And for me, if I see too many paths, then I feel like I start seeing all the little tricks instead of just the story. I start seeing all the things like, oh, that could be answered in either way. That could be answered like this or that or whatever. I do like to take some alternative paths, just not all of them. All of them starts to feel repetitive. Oh, it's totally different now. Okay. We'll see if it makes any sense. I'll just drink some tea while this plays. Apparently, I made a mistake by not doing that. He was trying to decide what question to pose first. Tateno spoke. I've secured Maria Osawa. What? The word came out as a startled gasp. Detective Tateno, you have to bring her here ASAP. Right now, she's... Tateno cut him off. You need to bring Hitomi Osawa to my location at once. Hitomi Osawa? Yes. I heard over the wireless that the man from the U.S. Embassy had her in custody. Kano hadn't been listening to the most recent wireless traffic. Apparently Stanley had managed to find Hitomi. What was Tateno getting at here? Wait, hold on, what for? I mean, why do you need me to bring Hitomi Osawa to you? There was no reply. Detective Tateno, answer me, please. Tateno replied as if he hadn't heard Kano's question. There's an office building in non-Peidai called South Hill. I'll be waiting for you on the rooftop. Their intrusive thoughts along the I wonder if they put it past... Yep. That I understand. I will try some of those kinds of things. I do sometimes get the whoops instant game over because I'm like, I bet they won't let me run around or say no to this. Or I bet they won't let me go around and yeah. If you don't bring her, I'll kill Maria. The grisly warning, he hung up. Kano's hands went limp. His phone slipped from his grasp and fell to the floor. Kano went to South Hill and Nanpei alone. He hadn't brought Hitomi as Tateno demanded, nor had he reported the situation because he wasn't there. Okay, so this is still not Okay, actually, I think instead of calling someone else, we need to have him go try to visit the hospital, because this is now the exact same situation, which will make him leave the building. That's all I can think of. Instead of making a call, he needs to leave the building. Call Rumi is good? But it didn't work. It's the same to be continued. Hold on, there's no bad end here? What? But we never saw... Anna. Okay. Like, go alone, cool, but saying nothing else, right? It's kind of weird. Okay. But it did change this, but I don't understand how it changed this. Okay. Is what it is. Yes, tea is delicious. I have a lovely blackberry blueberry tea today, which the flavor is called Love, apparently, which is funny because there's another flavor I have called Love, which is like mango chili. Which do you think tastes more like love, mango chili or blackberry blueberry? I have no idea. I guess this is just one of those ways of the tea company saying that, like, love is different for different people. Love is love. But, like, it kind of does make sense. Like, love is literally about... Love literally tastes different for different people. Love has a different perspective. Love has different flavors. Every relationship is different. But it's also, like, literally the same tea company calling the same thing. So they make a choice. They're both delicious. Which one do I like more? Would have to be the blackberry blueberry, actually. It's super good. I love both. But this one's very good. BlazBlue does this amazingly both ways. Or a good way. 2 paths giving you any choice. One goes the true ending, the other goes to a bad or gag ending. I see. Well, that's pretty fun, though, if you do it that way, and probably then I would want to see both endings. Like, listen, if it's just, like, one branch with, like, 2 things, then I like to see both. If there's, like, a whole bunch of different side things, then I'll take a couple of them sometimes, but mostly I'll just, like, roll with it, and then if I want to see other paths, I'll, like, watch someone else play. Silent Hill alien ending. Aliens? My BlazBlue, a fighting game, is also a dedicated... I don't know. He's so stupid for signing this, though. Norikawa ready to pen inside the document. Alright, so got cheered. Now we're talking. Satisfied grin came to Ozu's face as he reached for the contract. Before he could pick it up, Chiaki snatched it from the desk. I'm not letting you do this! Crumpling the paper, she stuffed it right into her mouth. Go, Chiaki! Hey, Sagawa snapped. What the hell are you doing? He tried to force Chiaki's mouth open. Don't you dare, you bitch! But despite his frantic efforts, Chiaki managed to gulp down the wad of paper. Sagawa blinked a few times. Oh, you did not just do that. Ozu looked on, dumbstruck. Guess we gotta get a new contract from the office, boss. Bring as many as you want, Chiaki declared. I'll just keep eating them. Girl, you got some kind of damn goat or something? Goats. The mental image of a goat eating paper is a common one, dating back to long ago when paper was made solely out of plant material. If a goat were to eat modern paper, the wad of chemically treated pulp would go undigested and possibly cause an intestinal blockage. So please do not feed paper to goats. Noah shoved Chiaki up against the desk. Ow, cut it out, that hurts! As she struggled to resist, Chiaki lurched towards the desk, planting one of her hands atop the TV remote control. One of her fingers happened to land on the volume up button. The sound from the television set hit max volume. We have just learned the identity. Yep, and this is why it might be... This is actually what I was thinking about before, why I thought maybe it was, like, changing it to reveal the name, because that was like, oh, wait, he's not dead? Huh? Shibuya resident and a pharmaceutical executive. Shibuya resident? Norikawa tilted his head in confusion. Toyama didn't live in Shibuya. Once again, The victim of the explosion was Shibuya resident and pharmaceutical company executive Mamoru Tanaka. The cause of the explosion remains unknown. The police are still in the process of following up several potential leads. The site of the incident remains an alarming scene, with relief workers continuing to tend to the wounded. The four people in the editing office spoke in near unison. Huh? Who's Tanaka? To be continued. We did it! And I literally couldn't have done it without you, Kira. Thank you. What a weird timeline. Yeah, that one was really weird. Okay. Yeah, this is actually all right. I think this is actually like the fact that it ended basically exactly here to give me half an hour of the extra time. I'm thinking the game is telling me this is where we're gonna stop for today. So okay, an hour and a half today, but honestly, really solid time. We got through this chapter. We did get lost for a while. We did have some fun conversations about stuff. So I'm really pleased with how today went overall. Let's hope I can actually get some good sleep tonight. Fingers crossed, all. And I've never played any fighting game stories, so I had nothing to contribute to this particular conversation. So I'm glad y'all were having a good time about that one. But yeah, so thank you all for hanging out with me today. And yeah, I think tomorrow should be just a normal session again, but we'll see, obviously, because you never know. Okay. Fighting game. Cool. Oh no, there's absolutely nothing bad about like talking about fighting games. Like, listen, the chat and I don't have to be in sync all the time. We can come in and out of sync as we wish. Like, it's all good. But yeah, okay. Like I said, thanks for all for hanging out today, and I'll catch you again next week. Bye.